What up YouTube, NWN here, aka Young Yo Catch 'em in the Judder Region Flexing, and welcome back to Top 5. I figured since today is the last day of Black History Month, I thought I'd share my top 5 video game characters that are black. And here's the rules to my list. 1. The character cannot be a stereotype. 2. They have to have their own original story that actually contributes to the game, meaning no random black NPCs and no created characters. And 3. I have to actually have played the game. And after creating these rules for myself, I have to say, this was quite the challenge.
Treat people the way that you want to be treated. Except for in Call of Duty, you can talk shit, that's cool. I needed to be the black Ash Ketchum. It was my destiny to be the Negro Ketchum. But let's talk about why all white people look like spoiled milk when they take their clothes off.
Modern warning.
Step 1, get money. Step 2, repeat step 1.
Number 5. James Heller. Now rarely does a black man contribute anything to the game other than being the coonish sidekick, the comedy relief. Even rarer when the black man gets to play the hero and the main protagonist. James Heller from Prototype 2 is a former military man who gets infected with the Blacklight virus. Instead of using his powers to be the first one in line for the latest pair of Jordans, he decides to take on the makers of this ugly virus. It's not a deep character, nor does he have much character development, but he's still a hero nonetheless, and you get all these cool powers and you just get to be a badass, which is rare when it comes to playing black characters. Last time I checked, a win is a win. Number 4. Dudley. Not only is Dudley the farthest thing from a stereotype that you could think of, he's actually a dope character. He's a British black man who was born into a rich family, and eventually his family falls on hard times, so he has to become a boxer to get his money up. I personally like Dudley because I always like playing boxers like Bullrog and Steve Fox in fighting games. It feels good whooping someone's ass with a handicap because you can only use your hands when you're using these types of fighters. I think what separates Dudley though is he's more of a finesse character, whereas Bullrog, he relies on his brute strength. Dudley uses more advanced techniques to kick his opponent's ass, all while remaining a gentleman by leaving his opponents a rose. Number 3. Jacob Taylor. Jacob Taylor is one of the first people that you meet upon Resurrection of Mass Effect 2. I honestly took a liking to him because he was the only black man holding down the Lazarus Project, but it isn't until you finish his loyalty mission later in the game that you get a better appreciation for his presence. At one point in the game, Jake will ask you to help him find his dad on a distant planet. Upon arrival, you find his dad's crashed ship in a makeshift colony cult ran by none other than his dad. So what was originally supposed to be a rescue mission, it turns into taking down a crazy cult leader who had been starving his people and drugging and taking advantage of the women. Ultimately, you find his dad barricaded in a room and you have to make some hard choices, which makes Jacob a dope character to me. Number 2. Mr. Game & Watch. Mr. Game & Watch is easily the most influential black man on his list because he's one of the reasons that gaming is so popular today. Debuting back in the 80s with his own series of adventures, someone argued that without Mr. Game & Watch, we'd have no Nintendo 3DS, seeing as it was modeled after the old dual-screen clamshell Mr. Game & Watch games. Also like him because he kicks ass in Super Smash Bros, all while remaining the strong silent type. Matter of fact, since Mr. Game & Watch is such a strong silent black man, is it possible that he was a member of the Black Panther Party? Number 1. Lee Everett. And the most obvious choice for the number 1 pick has to be Lee Everett. I mean, his story may start off with him in the back of a cop car, but you quickly find out that he was a college professor in his past life and a caring guardian upon meeting Clementine. Lee had a lot on his plate. I mean, he was battling zombies and ignorance. Like the hilarious moment when Kenny and Lee had to pick a lock and Kenny just assumes Lee can do it because he's quote unquote urban, so Lee had to check his ass. I mean, we watch a nervous black man rise to the occasion to lead a vulnerable interracial kid and a group of misfits through zombie hell. Lee Everett is the man, and he's easily one of the best characters in gaming regardless of skin color. His character development was just amazing. And this concludes my top 5 black characters in gaming list. Did you agree? Would you change something? Let me know in the comments below. And when you're finished, make sure to check out ModernWarningo.com. We post the latest gaming news, previews, reviews, anime, comics, and music. It's your one-stop shop for all things geek. I thank you guys for watching, but my city needs me.